All right, let's do some pre-market. I had a pretty awesome day on this account yesterday. It's just a sim account, but I'm just trying to refine my system, and it ended up being pretty good yesterday. I'm allowing myself to size up to like 10 and M and Q. Trying not to size too quickly too often, but and then also when I do size up, I'm trying to make sure that I have my risk managed, and that's really the key part, right? Is not taking crazy losses. All right, I'm just kind of gonna do a quick little rundown of how I traded yesterday. In this account, I kind of fucking smashed it, but there's 2 points where it kind of got away from me a little bit, but not really. Let's see. So these were my first trades yesterday. Here I am trying to like jockey into this position, just taking nickels. So each one of these, so this is 79. So this is 25 bucks, right? This is 25 bucks. So this is probably like 16, 18 bucks, 10, maybe 5. What is this one? 82. Yeah, it's like 5 bucks. Yeah, but that's a nice little haul. But then I ended up taking a little hit. Recognized that this was actually setting up to be like this 3 candle reversal off of the support down here. I was looking for this yellow box to get traded into, but we didn't make it down there. I remember on the 15,000 volumetric chart, there's something really clear right here about this being an ad. And so I got that nice ad, ended up pulling from 66 holy shit, that's nice. Yeah, it's a nice 60-point trade. Smash that. This looks good. This is decent risk management. Looks like I added in here. That's a little bit of a dollar cost average there. Not a huge fan of that. But all in all, I had decent risk on there. Nailed this fucker. I remember there's a video. I recorded this session yesterday. I was trying to start jockeying in, taking nickels and dimes here, just buying, selling, but I only got 2 on right away and got 1 anticipated buying more. And I remember thinking, this was a place to get up to 5, but I didn't get it. So I got it from 847. So 150 point trade. Basically nailed the exit. Got in short. Basically got a break-even trade, got in long again. That's great. Really decent trades right here. Took a little hit right there. I don't know if this is tilty or not, but this is this is kind of a tough, I'm still dealing with pneumonia. This is a tough situation here. So on the profile, okay, here's this yellow box. What was I looking at here? Okay, so yeah, so I think what I was doing was that this entry here. We're not going to look at the 5,000 volume metric. We're just going to take this in for we're just going to take this in for what it is on these 2 charts. So we had this huge move up, and I believe this move up was through this. It was like this opening. It's like the opening 5-minute range or something like that. And so when we finally broke up through it, I was anticipating this to resist a little bit more, but we just cut through it like warm butter. And we went up, and then we built the volume up above it. had a lot of buying volume up here, and we broke through this 28,000 level, which is a key level for me, this blue level. And here's a 5-day POC. So that was also in play at that point. Then we had a little sell-off right here, it looks like. We had a little sell-off right here, or that could have been the blast off here. Anyway, I was looking at this taper. We went up, we basically had a pretty decent distribution, and then volume continued to kind of fill in here. So we had this, bell curve in this area right here. And then we dipped down into this wick. And as we dipped down into that wick, I was thinking that, this volume and all of this was going to support, and then we would rotate back up to the top and maybe put in more highs. So that was like my thesis on this trade. I put on a big trade. I think I got up to like 10. But what's great here is that when you look at this, none of this is dollar cost averaging. Yeah, sure, it could have been more patient on the initial entries, but we put in a little bit of volume edits. We had a big sell-off. We put in a little bit of volume down here with the 3 candle reversals, a bunch of them, and we're at the bottom of this range. And then I'm thinking that there's no interest on here. So this really makes sense as far as the trade goes. And then I got stopped out, and then right away, we had these indecision candles down here. And then we just blew through it, and I was Johnny on the spot, and I was able to size up and take this trade. It looks like we came back down, and I was looking to get in again, but then I bought 3 more, but then I stopped. Probably this was a break even, and so this was really, really decent trade thesis, etc. It's unfortunate that, and I know I didn't allow myself full loss here. So this is 14. Yeah, this was only 10 points on this loser. This is going to be a lot more. So that's 22 down to 4. Yeah, so that's 18 points. 25. 25 is, sometimes I feel like I just need to have that 25 points. It is what it is, and not really move it. I don't know. But I mean, look at these ads, right? Like these guys, I'm in it. It would have been nice if I could have snatched a couple off on this little push, because this would have been 29 from 15 points, $30, right? So this would have been up at least $100 on like these, just on these 3 contracts right here, 4 contracts. That would have been up $100. That would have been a nice little grab, but wasn't meant to be. Again, this was really tight because I added and I got out right away. Then we broke down. We broke down here, and so what I'm looking at here was that we took out this initial balance high to the downside. We took out this key 28,000 level. I had the 5-day POC on my radar, but like not totally. I guess that would have been up here. Yeah, that would have been up here at that time here. But I went to short it, got stopped at the top, but then saw the rejection here, and I took it. Now there's something interesting on both of these setups, and what's interesting is that we have right, we have a lower high going in up here, or swing level. And we have a new low, swing high, lower high, higher high, or lower low, higher higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Right? And so this is more often than not kind of my nemesis here, is that I can get fucking chopped up in this. And I think a lot of traders can get chopped up in this. And when I notice my biggest losses, it's on this exact shit where you get this big move, and then I get shaken out in it. Uh, look at these exits. This exit on this is great. I mean, like, I had myself. I took some quick profits on these. Maybe these were a little quick, but that's all right. I'm taking risk off. These ads are great. Um, this is a nice trade, 22. Yeah, that's a nice trade. That's $30, whatever. Um, Good exits. Tried to allow myself to have a runner. Couldn't get it. But here we go again. Here's this exact same scenario, right? So we have swing level. Let's call, what do we want to call the low? Let's call that the low. So lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high. So this is like the exact same shit, right? So it's these confusing signs in here that can get me chopped up, right? So how do I trade this then? I'm not going to let 29. What sucks is that, like, let's say, we're building that volume and it's spelling breakdown, right? Wonder, you enter here, you have your stop up here. That just seems too wide. That's like $60 in risk. It just seems too wide. And then you have and then where do you add, right? Am I adding here underneath this, or am I adding here? And if I add here, do I move my stop to here and then I got stopped out? Because I mean that looks like I loaded up right here. It doesn't look like how big did I get? Oh, I got big. This is a pretty big sizing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got short 7. It looks like I took full loss on it. 91. No, I didn't. I took 16 points. So that's not that bad. Yeah, but then we put in this higher high, and then we rejected. And what made me so sure on this? I mean, it's. I mean, obviously this was a trade, right? The short was a trade. I just unfortunately took a, whatever this is, $30 times 7, $210 hit right here. It's unfortunate because if I would have just had my stop a little bit higher, I would have had that. I could have caught this whole move. I don't know. So this is a great trade right here. So then we go up. I'm out of my position. We start coming down again. I have it tight. I take one off. Take one off right here. Then we bounce up. Then I add again. This is dollar cost average, but I'm sure my stop was here, something like that. And then bam, 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 bottom of the range. And then there was something that happened here. And I think what happened was that we had down in this zone, yeah, it looks like we came down, this taper came all the way down to the bottom of this volume, and then this volume supported. And it looks like that's what happened. We came down here, we supported off of this volume right here, and that's what this is. Then we went up. I was anticipating that this volume right here probably would have sold off again. And that's likely what this ad was coming back up into this volume here. and then we sold off. Okay, let's see here. Let's make sure we're on the right. Okay, so this candle doesn't even. All right, so forget what made me flip bull here. I think it was something on the 15,000 volume metric that clued me in, um, and maybe switch bull. But yeah, I switched it right here. Really, really decent entry. So that's 73 up to, let's say, 93. So this is $80 right here on these two contracts. And you know, whatever this is, another, let's call it $25 a piece on that. So, you know, that's $130 not just on these four. And then I also got this bad boy from 980 up here. So that's a 40 point, another 80 point banger. Got that. You know, and at this point, I've only been trading for about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm just absolutely fucking smoking it at this point. So it's 11:40 in the morning. So this was yesterday's price action, right? So 11:40. I'm up here. I'm up a grand at this point, right? Um, how long do I trade for? We'll just do a couple more trades, and then this is just the close. So this resets down to zero, and then this was Asia in paper last night. You know, I put up another $400 in paper last night entering Asia. Let's see what this big loss was here, though, around 130. Let's keep looking at this all. All right. So this looks like it got away from me a little bit right off the bat. So this is 25. I wonder why I accepted that much risk on that. And then I have that dollar cost average. I wonder what my thinking was. Oh, you know what it was? And I bet I was thinking that this volume that got built, that got accepted down here where I switched from bear to bull. I was probably thinking that was going to support or something. I don't know. That still feels big. Oh, you know what? I remember this. I I moved my stop. Yeah, I remember this trade. I said to myself, I need to allow just a little bit more space on this. And I brought my stops down, and my stops were just just an inch below this, and it ended up working when I got in, added. This was probably breakfast time. Came back. Looks like it came back with a fury, right? Took this short, a little bit oversized. Took this short, got a nice little banger on there. Took that short, got a nice little banger. Then took a hit, then took a banger. Whatever. Really, really small trades. It looks like small, oversized trades. That's what all this looks like. But they look. This is, well, that's a nice trade. That's a really nice trade. Hmm. Okay. Well, anyway, that was how I traded yesterday. That's about as good as I trade. I think. It's about as good as I trade. So let's do a little breakdown on what we're seeing this morning, and what we're seeing this morning, and how we're gonna trade it. Let's see here. All right, here. And of course, we have the FOMC coming up, so we're probably going to be looking for VWAP, point of control, 5-day point of control, 25-day point of control, high volume nodes. That's probably going to be where we're going to rest going into the number. But let's take a look at our hourly here and kind of see what kind of levels we can get. All right, so this is our ongoing narrative. This is our ongoing narrative chart here. So we got our and this guy can come off. We got to pour a high here. Yeah, this was a great call. This was a really, really great call. Calling this a line in the sand and then predicting another leg down with if when I was anticipating building volume down here, I put another leg down. That was really key. um, that big gap up was just wild. Hmm. All right, so this is yeah. So yesterday I was talking about how this 2200 2200 okay. I'm gonna widen that fucker up. I think this is kind of the line in the sand. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, there we go. 28,100. 29, 2060. Okay. The 2060 to 27, 9, 10. Do I have that right? So we have 2090. I don't think that is though. I don't know if that's resolved or not. I don't. I think we can move this guy up a touch. And the reason why is because we have this high that got smoked out. I mean, it's kind of like a zone here. We're kind of like in a zone. And this level got taken out to the upside. This level got taken out to the upside. This level got taken down. I feel like there's come on now. How fucking long is that line, dude? Look at all this shit over here. I don't think this is warm butter, man. I don't think that's fucking warm butter. I don't think that is. It'd be interesting to see what happens at the open. All right, what do we got for news coming up? Crude oil at 9:30. It looks like. Let's just kind of take a look and see what this candle looks like when we dig in a little bit more. I'm wondering if I think I want to be short. I think I want to be short down to this. I think we're gonna hit the 731 again. I think we're gonna retest this level right here. So okay. All right, now let's take a look at this guy over here. Okay, here's the zone. So this is this. We're gonna shrink this down a little bit. Stretch it out a bit. There we go. Shrink it down. There we go. This is pretty key zone. Volume build, the failure. So what are we doing right now? So right now, how I'm seeing it is we have value built right here, right? We have this distribution right here. Oh, this is really telling right here. This is really telling. This is cool. So like this is that is a failure on the part of the that's a major failure on the part of the bear zone there. So we have this. Come on now. This right here could be the most important. This right here could be the most important thing on the chart. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's come back here to the narrative. What was that? That was 682, 640, 682. There we go. That's a key level. All right. Now we're building volume in here. I think looking for this area here and this area here to support makes a lot of sense. If we're gonna have a bullish bias here, let's try to shrink this up here. See if we can get down even smaller on this to kind of really. All right, so low volume node on the 25-day volume profile here. So considering that we're building volume here, right? We're kind of in this no man's land, and I want to go short, but we're at the VWAP, and we're at the POC. Let's take a look at our. We're going to take a look at our 5,000 tick chart here. Okay. Kind of an inflection point, right? So what I want to, it's tough because we're bouncing off a level, but we're also spending so much time here. I think what we do is that we're going to short this range. We're going to short this range here. Then we're going to be looking for, we want to look for that move down to like the 720. This is a key level. But we're gonna nickel and dime it. So we're gonna try to add in, and then take off, add in, take off. We're gonna do a lot of trades here. But what we're watching for is we're going to watch for a volume build. We're going to watch for a volume build like above this area right here. If this volume build comes in above this area, then we're going to look for, then we're going to be looking for longs. So basically this area right here is what we're doing, right? We're looking for, if this area, if we start seeing a big build in volume right there, we'll be getting into it. Now we'll take a look at the 15,000 volumetric. A lot of delta being built right here, but when you look at this is buyers coming up into this volume right here, and they're not getting what they want, and then you're also seeing a taper, right? You're seeing a taper, so like this is telling me that I like this short quite a bit. But I want it to work. I think after looking at this volumetric, this is telling me that like if we get a break below our entry, this could be a really fierce ad. And coming down here is probably pretty likely, but I'm not going to dollar cost average into this. We're already risking like 120 bucks or something like that. So we're not gonna take on any more risk than that. Also, we have FOMC today. So I think that's actually an interesting part of what we need to talk about here is that with FOMC, yeah. With FOMC, I think maybe I need to trade it to that 28,000, right? 28,000, 28,200. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So here's this volume build right here, right? So here's this volume build. This is telling me I'm probably wrong, but I'm not going to short the top of this range just because. All right, here we go. We're coming into this. We're coming in this area. Then we're looking for a volume build. So if we all of a sudden put this sort of shit in, then we're gonna take the long. This is already looks like it's the long. That's supported. This guy down here supported. I'll be looking for a pullback to the VWAP, and then we're gonna get in. We'll get in. If I wanted to buy the range, that's 40 bucks and 40 points in risk. That's 80 times 2 is 160. I wouldn't want to do that. Here we go. I want to short it again. I'm gonna try one more short. Do 2 on. Keep it tight. This is 20, 40 bucks. Getting ready to add if we take out this little low. But and then getting ready to reverse if my stop gets taken too. No, we're building volume. I feel like this is building volume. Let's see what this guy's saying. Yeah, look at this. We can buy down to the POC. Yeah, let's go. We can buy down to the POC. We're long now. We're trading up to 28,000. Yep, I like it. I like it. We got to switch up here. So looking at this guy here, a lot of interest buying up here, right? But if these guys fail, they're not failing. It's on. Yeah, it's on. So I think we're moving out of this. I think we're moving out of this price range. Will I add? I think I will. I think I'll add down to 900. I think this is a DCA. I think adding at the POC, if I get a 3 candle reversal, right? So if we come down, hit this and put in a little 3 candle reversal like right here, I'll probably add in. $937 is likely, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna add here shortly. Yeah, we're gonna add right, we're gonna add 3. And then we're gonna tighten up. 12, so is that 25, 50? I think we're just gonna about $125 here. All right, let's get busy. So if I get 25 points in the green, that's going to be, I can start taking off tenors. So basically, when we start getting up to the top of this wick, if I want to take something off, I can. Previous close is right here. Top of that zone, 5-day POC up there. Overnight level. Let's go. So yeah, here's that volume build, right? This is what I was talking about. I was like, this has to come into play. And it did. So let's not get too celebratory yet. So see if I can might get out of that market. No, I'll use that. I'll sell the ask. There we go. Take that. We take another one. Add in there. See if we get a little push up. Allow me to take off another nickel. What's that? Why did that work? What happened? What did I do? We're going to have 2 stops right there. Coming up on 8 o'clock, that's usually a time that I don't like to trade. I feel like there's just too much. There's just too much manipulation in this first, or in the half hour before the open. Yeah, I like that stop. I'm gonna have to keep that on there. And then we're gonna move this guy up. Yeah, I'm gonna let that trigger if I got it. No, I might choke it out. Oh, no. Here we go. Stops break even. Yeah. Yep. So this is that volume build, right? So I was shorting kind of like the middle-ish of the range, right? I was kind of anticipating this to resist, but it didn't. We moved through it. Um, Started building a little bit of volume up here. We got this 3 candle reversal that got me back in, but I got out and then I changed my tune. So this is, this was a range trade, which I was trying to do. Range trade breakdown, continuation, something like that, but it ended up being a breakout of the range and a move forward. So I would say that this here, this little level of volume that we just built right there is probably super important going into the day, and we'll watch that for maybe some more price action shenanigans later. We still have this 955 to contend with, and I feel like that's and it wouldn't surprise me if we came up and I mean, we're hitting the bottom of these wicks over here right now, but I think coming up to this, like this zone right here could be like the top of this bounce before you come back down and retest some of this volume. Right, so volumetric. Yeah, this was that volume build that I was looking for in that zone. And then we have all these sellers right here, and these sellers failed, right? So like if I wanted to, I could maybe have my stop here or here, right? But like whatever. Let's let's keep them where they are, and then we'll get in. All right, here we go. We're testing that volume, right? So that right there could have been an ad. That right there could have been an ad. Now, if we can get a nice continuation here, so funny too. This is kind of like the zone where this is like the zone where we have some sellers stepping right here, and you can see that with this big candle, right? But we see these sellers stepping in right here, and this is where I kind of wanted. I kind of would have liked to have taken one off here and then added one right here, even though that means I'm getting out low and adding higher. I'm actually like getting out on weakness and then adding on strength is that idea, because it's this. I don't like this. I don't particularly like this very much, and so and then you see this, and we just had another failure. So I am going to cancel it. I am going to take my money off the table right now. And now we're down, $12. Um, and let's see what happens here. So we're in some high volume here, right? We're coming into some overnight volume, and I'm not going to short this. But a quick move down to the bottom of this. Quick move down to the bottom of this. Maybe not the bottom. Let's see. Are we going to come down here? Test VWAP, you know. That's in the zone. There it is. Look at that. There we go. I'm gonna add. I'm in now. Take out that wick. I'm gonna take one off. There. Take one off. We're gonna look at it. Get back in now. Back in. Come on now, pushy, pushy. Take one off. Look to get back in. Oh. These dumb little trades add up, man. These dumb little trades add up. I mean, we got 23, 29, 6, that's $12. 25 bucks. That's half of this risk, right? And now we're looking to get back in again. Yeah, we'll just add right here and then see if we can take another little nickel off. We're looking for an explosive move, right? Like I think this is gonna explode higher. No, I mean it's kind of a breakout. Yeah, it's kind of a breakout trade. Here we go. We're coming back into this volume. I'm not gonna add here. It's gotta. I can't DCA in this. I've gotten hurt too many times DCAing and this sort of shit. Should my stop be underneath the point of control? Underneath the VWAP, what's that feel like? 60, 120. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll risk 120 bucks on this. Problem is once you start hunting for levels below you, then all of a sudden you're like, well, can I do this? Next thing you know, you're risking 200 bucks. I think that's actually what I'm going to do here. I'm going to allow myself that because this is $80 in risk, and then I can $80 in risk minus the 25 I already took off, right? So $55 in risk on this position, basically. It's great. We're building this volume. You can see over here, I'm in this little volume node down here, kind of like that. Looks like I'm going to get stopped. All good. So when I look at the 15,000 volume metric, this is telling me that this auction to the downside isn't done, and I should probably just exit and yeah, I'm just going to exit. So looking at this, there's no taper to this downside right now. and part of me thinks that we have to finish that auction lower. Let's see if I'm right. Or if I just fucking got out at the bottom I had a perfect stop and I got out at the bottom. I think it's likely we're gonna hit this 90, this level down here, kind of like this 92 and 91 area. Okay, volatility is coming in 8 o'clock. This is one I shouldn't fucking trade at all, right? This is one I should not be trading. All right, let's see if we get strength here. All right, where my stop would have been. I want to see like a taper down into like that 91. I think we're coming down into this little packet volume. Well, there's the POC though. All right, yeah. Yeah, that was a good exit. So then what was I saying? Down to this 91, and we're looking for a bounce. So we're looking at this right here, right? So we're looking at this volume that we just came down into. Not here we go. 3 candle reversal at the VWAP. This is a little bit of the diddling in the middle, but it's okay, we didn't get that. We didn't get the reversal I want. Okay. Watching the volumetric down here. And then we had this key level. Where is that key level? Did I mark this shit out? Where is it? Oh, it's way down there. Wow. This is tough, right? So this is kind of a lower high. This is kind of a swing low or swing high, going down to the downside. Um, so now these are original shorts are making more sense, right? I think this is still a short, man. What was this? So these are buyers trying. These are buyers running out of gas right here. This is a major, major sign of buyers running out of gas. Now we tanked it down. Buyers existed in this area right here. Now we're going to see if they're still there or not. Get me. See here. Such a little volume back here. Kind of telling me that this long might be the vibe. So let's see here. So we came down, we tested the low side of this distribution. We're likely to head back up here. Yeah, let's take a long. Let's take a long. Let's put a stop underneath the bottom here and see what happens. Target like that on one of them. Let's see if we can get up to this 28,000. I think my goal today is kind of to hit that 28,000. Give me a nice little push. Take out that high minute too. Then just play it really tight. Let's add 3. There we go. Got a nice little pop. Let's see if this can sustain. So this was some selling pressure in here. If this flashes 25, then I can take a tenner off. Pushy, pushy. Come on now. I feel like you can tighten up to here. Yep. Yeah, this is tough because these are those. This is that pre-market garbage. I still like the long. I'm gonna try if I can get a little bit of a bounce right here, I might get in. No, it's done. We're going lower. Yeah, we're going lower. This is the hardest fucking time to trade too. I mean, it's just like practicing at this time is probably more hurtful than helpful for me because this price action is just so tough right now. All right, so what do we have here? We have this could be one of those. This could be one of those situations where I get the lower lows, the higher highs, the lower lows, the higher highs. So maybe what I try to do is in anticipation of that, try to um, try to hmm, hmm. Yeah, it's funny because this is so desirable to just add into. But like I'm afraid we're gonna come down here and we're gonna come back up here and then we're gonna sell off back down. Like it's gonna shake everybody out on all sides. So let's see if it does that. I mean, being this close to the open is just ridiculous anyway. Anything could happen right now. And that was nice. All right, there we go. Is that a equal low or a lower low? All right, we just put in a lower low. I'm gonna take one off. And then we're going to tighten up on this one. And then fully anticipate that we're going to put in a higher high and then we're going to sell off again. Just because that's how my fucking luck goes. There we go. Lower low. Now let's see if we got a higher high. Looking for 3 candle reversals to the downside. Okay, this is a little wicky, so we're looking for that. Got a little bit of a taper. Yep, I'm going to add 2 right now. Take one off. Take another off. Look to add back in. Lower low, lower high, lower low. And put in, maybe that is a lower. No, it's not. It's one tick off. Watch us take this level out right here. This 86. $52. Yep. This is about as much as I can hope for here. We're going separate even here. 10 minutes to open, yeah. Anything can happen right now. This is such tough. This is such tough price action. It's just the participants are different. It's hard to read them. $12 is going to lock it in. Even less. $9.50 after commissions, like $8. You know what? That's almost 10% of my losses getting back. So that's 100% okay with me. Okay, we're coming down into this garbage over here. So, I mean, this is kind of when we're anticipating a higher low. We want to, and then we'd be looking to re-short again around like this zone. I don't know. This is tough. These are really tough. Low volume node right here. That is a movement. Kind of where we would anticipate it too, right? So let's see. an hour ago, there was not very much interest on here in selling. I don't, not very much interest in selling there. But then we came back up and we hit this level here. I think this really shows what we're doing here. So swing low, came up. I think this right here is probably a pretty key level going forward, right? And so what we had was we failed down to the low volume node and then we came back up and we tested these lows right here. And now we're failing. And so targeting this level makes sense. But I think maybe like what we want to do is anticipate that we're going to be ranging. I kind of want to get off a couple trades just before the open to see if I can catch some of this whippiness, right? To see if I can catch something here. The short could be up here at the POC. So we failed to make a lower low. Okay, here's a 3 candle reversal. Not exactly where I'd want to. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Let's try another. We get a little bit of a taper up here. This is probably rejecting. I think I'm going to initiate a short. I think I'm going to try to see if we can catch this. Let's keep it a little bit tighter though, and we're going to add quickly if this really starts working in our favor, which kind of looks like it is. Here we are, short 8. Seeing $220 on this trade. 7 minutes before the open. This looks like a poor high on the 15,000 volume metric. I think this is probably not going to be a profitable trade. Let's see. Where we had a taper, now we've kind of got a little bit of a push up here, so we could blast up and out of this. Yeah. But if we take out this level, I'm adding 2. Nope, done. Nice. Yeah, we blasted up and out of that. Down $330 pre-market. Yeah, we're gonna switch on now. Yep, I like that stop right there. I like it. I think being it's so aggressive right before the open, we're just gonna tighten it up right away. Previous close, that's a gap fill. Bing, bing, bing. Super tight. So super tight stop. So I'm gonna add into it. We're gonna see if we can get this explosion higher. 28,000 just feels like that's where this wants to go. Wish I had a move stop to price minus 10 ticks or something like that. Button. Take 2 off there. If it fills it. Stops break even. Yeah, I want that tight. Let's keep it tight on this one too. There we go. Okay, pull back to something. I got some really nice exit. Oh, I was up. All right, let's see. Let's see where this ad's going to be. We're looking to get back in about right where we were at. So 3 candle reversal, and we're going to get back in here. Almost, almost. There we go. Long 5 again. I really should be moving my stops instead of my profit targets. My market's going to open in 90 seconds. This is insane to be trading this right now. One minute till the open. Put in a new high. My stops are going to break even. Put in a new like little swing high right here. If we take this level out, and we go to break even on my stops. I'm gonna go break even anyway because of that wick. $20 seconds till the open. It's just not having a position on right now. There it is. Yep, we're done. I don't understand why.